Let's look at the top performing large cap funds for the last decade. I've always liked this stuff, the decade over decade stuff, because it's fun to look at in terms of what would you have done if you had these kind of returns. This is from Kiplinger's top performing mutual funds by category. Large cap funds, they got 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, and 10 years. So let's look at the 10 years. Fidelity Advisor Growth Opportunities Fund A. I wonder if does that include net of, it doesn't say if it's net of commission. Just FYI, anytime you see a Fidelity Advisor Fund, that means it's a commission base. That they either pay a fee or you pay a commission. So Fidelity Advisor means it's a broker sold fund. You don't buy it directly from Fidelity, all right? So it has a higher 1.05% expense ratio. 10-year return, 17.84, man. 1-year returns up 40% last year. Volume rank, I'm not sure what that means. Maximum sales charge 5 3/4. 20-year return 6.58. Isn't that interesting? So the 10 years previous to this, it didn't do much. In fact, I bet that would probably put it in negative territory, right? I don't have my trusty calculator. Interesting. Sheldon Capital. I wish it said how much assets I had in here. Volume rank. What does that mean? See if they say anything about the volume rank. They don't. All right, let's keep looking. I don't know what that means. We got the Shelton Capital NASDAQ 100 Index. USA NASDAQ 100 Index. Look at that. 0.5 at 48 basis points. Fidelity OTC portfolio. I bet that's a NASDAQ-ish fund. Morgan Stanley Multi-Cap Growth Fund. Fidelity Growth Company. NASDAQ 100. Edgewood Growth Retail, Matthew 25 Fund, and the Metropolitan West Alpha Track 500 Fund. That does that tell you anything? It kind of tells me something. So let's look at 20 years. Vanguard Capital Opportunity. Look at that. Is Prime Cap going to be? Nope. Capital Opportunity over 20 years averaged 9.93. Over 10, 14.13. That would have almost put it in the top for the top ones. Mayors and Power Growth. Matthew 25 Fund, 20 years and 10 years. Well, that looks pretty good. Matthew 25. It's too late to buy now if you ask me, but over the last 5 years at 9.73. 20 years is 9.57, which puts it in the top 10. Franklin Templeton Rising Dividends. There you go. Another A-share fund. BlackRock Flexible Equity Income, an A-share fund. Capital Opportunity, isn't that interesting? So for 10 years, 14.13. For 5 years, 12.38. Let's see if 5 years. Yeah, more NASDAQ, OTC over the counter. That's Fidelity Advisor Growth. It's average. Okay, yeah. That's interesting. Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, Dynatech. So a lot of tech stuff in here. Look at that, man. That's crazy. So if you keep going here, we got a dividend fund, Templeton Rising Dividend. That doesn't mean it's a value fund. American Century Equity Income. That's got to be a value fund. And you can see the expense ratios on these are higher than index funds. That's for sure. That's interesting. I'm interested in that for sure. That would tell me. Let's see. I wonder if we can go to VTV. Let's go to VTV. What has this fund end up doing? Let's just go here, I guess. I like Market Watch for this stuff. So let's take a look at Market Watch. So this Vanguard Value Index, which is what I own. And profile. Let's see what we got. Does it tell us performance over the last distribution? Portfolio style, holdings profile, historical quotes, charge holdings. I guess we'll go to finance.yahoo. Well, it's got historical quotes. I don't want that. I want the performance. I get. Oh, man, that doesn't. That doesn't. That's weird. Market Watch usually pretty good. Why does it not tell us much here? That's not telling us much. So let's go to finance. Oops. Go to finance.yahoo. there. Let's see what we got here. All right. Performance. There we go. Jeez Louise, everybody. Jeez Louise. All right, so for 10 years, it's 12.48. 5 years, 10.05. 3 years, 11.65. So let's go back to here. 10 years, 16 was the bogey. Is that what they call in golf, where you got to beat the bogey? 12. So significantly lower than the bogey here, but that's not, I mean, it's still 12% a year, my friends. That's pretty doggone good. 5 years, 10.05. And the bogey for 5 years is 15%. So definitely underperformed over the last 10 years. 1 year is certainly underperformed. 3 years, 11. And 3 years, yeah, half. Okay, there you go. So if you want to be contrarian, the value is certainly the way to go for sure. That's interesting, man. I almost gave this, I'm not going to give, but just wanted the indexes. I can't. Look, I'm an index guy. This is an index fund, but I almost gave this up to go just to freaking total stock index and be done with it. But I'm just going to stick to it. I just think value is, look, if you look at the P price to book ratios and all that on value, there's opportunity there for sure relative to the earnings that are out there for other funds. And it's, got a higher yield and growth and has underperformed relative to growth. So, everything reverses the mean. But with that said, to have a 10-year return of 12.48, I would not cry in my freaking soda over that. That's for sure. Let's look at VDIGX. This again, I own this. I haven't owned this for 10 years, just FYI. 10-year 13.09. This is a Vanguard Dividend Growth Fund, which they just reopened again. Huge fan of this fund. 13% they own. It was up for 10 years. If you got 13% for 10 years, man, you are living. I wish I had my calculator. You are living large as possible. Up 31% last year. Yeah, man, that ain't too shabby. 13% is the bogey. So for 10 years, still shy of that. All right, good. And then let's go to VB. These are the only three funds I own. VBK. Was up 32% last year. Again, I didn't own it for the whole year, and it averaged 13.65. So, that's pretty good, man. I don't know what to make of that, man. Look at the last 10 years, just freaking booming. Look at this, man. The last 10 years, 17. These are the top performing ones. I get it, but 17% for 10 years, and for the last 20 years, you got 11%. That just shows you how bad the previous decade was, but how good this last decade was. So it's kind of like horrible, great. What's this decade going to be? If one's horrible, one's great, it's going to be probably between the two. I'd say 8 to 9%, right? Interesting. All right, those are the top performing funds over the large cap funds over the last decade. Just something interesting. All right, we'll see you.